Good morning 9th class students. In previous class I completed diversity living organism 5th lesson. Now once again I repeat the total lesson. All of you open your page number 70 NS 9th class and you have to observe the keywords first. First you have to observe the keywords which present in 5th lesson diversity living organisms. In that first keyword is flora. Do you know children? Flora means plants. Now we are in a topic known as diversity living organisms. What do you mean by diversity? Diversity means differences. If you will observe in nature, we can find out only two things. One is similarities, second one is differences. So, differences are the characters which are helpful to identify the living organisms very easily in the nature. If you will observe, we can find out so many differences in one organism with another organism. Do you know? You can find out so many differences in twins also. This difference is helpful to identify the organisms very easily in the nature. Do you know? No living organisms looks alike in same manner. So we can find out so many differences. Even if you will observe even microorganisms also, we can find out so many variations. Though these differences are also known as variations. These variations helps to identify the living organism very easily. We can find out so many variations in plants also. Now, second keyword in 5th lesson, that is called fauna. Fauna means animals. So, we can find out differences in plants and we can find out differences in animals. Next one is diversity. Diversity means differences. We can find out so many differences in living organisms. No two organisms looks like same in the nature. Fourth one is variations. Variations means the differences which present in very closely related species is known as variation. Do you know? We can find out so many variations in human beings also. Okay. Next one is classification. What you mean by classification? Very important. Grouping of organisms. Grouping of organisms. Grouping of organisms based on their similarities. Based on their similarities and dissimilarities is known as classification. Basing on grouping of organisms based on their similarities and differences and dissimilarities is known as classification. The study of classification is known as taxonomy. The study of classification is known as taxonomy. Taxonomy is a branch of biology which deals with about classification. Now next keyword is evolution. Evolution means developmental change. Evolution means developmental change. If you will observe from lower organisms to higher organisms, we can find out so many changes. These changes includes developmental change, that is called evolution. Next one is animal kingdom. Animal kingdom. If you will observe Whittaker classification. Whittaker classified the living organisms into 5 kingdoms. First kingdom is Monera, and second kingdom is Protista, and third kingdom is fungi, and fourth kingdom is Plantae, and the fifth kingdom is Animalia. And also I explained about the characteristics of Monera and examples of Monera, and I explained the characteristics of Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Once again I repeat briefly about Monera. Monera are most primitive organisms. They are prokaryotes. They are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes means they does not have nucleus. Examples of monerans are bacteria. If you will take bacteria, bacteria does not contain nucleus. They may cause diseases to some animals. Some bacteria are useful to human beings. So these are the characteristics of Monera. Protista, these are eukaryotes. Examples of Protista are amoeba. If you will take amoeba, amoeba have nucleus. Amoeba have nucleus. So this is called eukaryotes. If you will observe, some Protista causes diseases, some does not cause harm to human beings. Fungi are also eukaryotes. They may spoil food material and they may cause diseases to some other groups of animals. They are known as recyclers. They live on dead and decaying organisms. So fungi are also called as recyclers. Why they are called recyclers means they recycle the nutrients present in the soil to plants, plants to animals, animals and plants again to soil. So they are called recycle. They recycle the nutrients, and also they are also called as cleaning surface of the earth. Why they are called cleaning surface of the earth means they clean the surface of the earth by releasing some enzymes on dead bodies of plants and animals, which helpful to clean the surface of the earth. So fungi are non-green plants. They does not have chlorophyll. They live on dead and decaying organisms, and they may cause spoil the food material. But if you will take some fungi, helps to produce antibiotics. Example, penicillin. Do you know penicillin is the antibiotic discovered by Alexander Fleming? This penicillin produced from a fungus known as Penicillium notatum. Now I will explain about plantae. Plant kingdom are also called as autotrophs. Why they are called autotrophs means they have a green color pigment called chlorophyll. With the help of chlorophyll, they trap solar energy to prepare its food in the process of photosynthesis. Plant kingdom again classified into gymnosperms, angiosperms. I explained in the previous class. Bryophyta, pteridophyta, monocot and dicot. In the next class, I will explain about plant kingdom classification, flowchart of plant kingdom classification. Next one is Animalia. They are also known as heterotrophs. Why they are called heterotrophs means they does not have a green color pigment called chlorophyll. They does not have ability to prepare its food in the process of photosynthesis. So they are called heterotrophs. They perform a type of nutrition known as heterotrophic nutrition. Kingdom Animalia again classified into different phylums. I explained in the previous class, that is Porifera. Next one is Coelenterata. Porifera example sponges. Coelenterata example hydro or jellyfish. Platyhelminthes example flatworm planaria. Nematohelminthes or nematoda example roundworm. And Annelida example earthworm leech. Arthropoda example insects. And also I explained mollusca example snails. Echinodermata examples are starfish and sea urchin. And also I explained about chordata. Phylum chordata again divided into subphylum, that is fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. Fishes examples fish, and amphibian examples are frog, salamander. Reptiles examples are snake, lizard and crocodile, etc. Birds, aves examples are crow, pigeon, parrot, etc. And I explained about mammals example human being, cow, buffalo, sheep, goat, horse, camel, etc. So they are called mammals. So that is about kingdom Animalia. Next I will explain about Domain. Kingdom again divided into Domain divided phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So if you want to classify any organism, these fundamental steps are essential. First one is kingdom, second one is phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Next one is binomial nomenclature. What is meant by binomial nomenclature? A scientist called Carolus Linnaeus giving the name of binomial nomenclature. According to Carolus Linnaeus, binomial nomenclature means every organism have two names. One is common name and second one is scientific name. I will explain binomial nomenclature with a simple example. If you will take mango, mango is the common name. If you will take the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. Human being scientific name is Homo sapiens and neem Vapa Chettu scientific name is Ajagrapha indica. So if you look at the scientific name is the universal name which helpful to identify the organism very easily. That is about binomial nomenclature. Now open page number 71 children. Here they gave some blanks to you. Fill the blanks with a sharpened pencil. Page number 71. Open page number 71 and fill the blanks with a sharpened pencil. Which phylum do I belong to? In 6th A. My body is made porous. I live in water. I do not have backbone also. Example. Porifera, within bracket you write down sponges. Porifera, write down sponges. A blank. In 6th blank A. Porifera. Within brackets write down sponges. B. I am an insect. Porifera means sponge. They have already explained in previous class. If you will observe in Porifera, we can find out small pores. They live in water. Example, sponges. Example, I am an insect. I have jointed legs. Example, write down here, arthropoda. Within bracket write down cockroach. Arthro means jointed, poda means legs. They have jointed legs. Example, cockroach. I am a marine living animal with a spiny skin. My body is radially symmetrical. That is called Echinodermata. Within bracket write down starfish. Echino means hedgehog. Dermata means skin. Echino means hedgehog. Dermata means skin. That's why the organisms which belong to Echinodermata are also called as spiny skinned animals. They have spines on their body. These spines are made up of calcium carbonate. Example, starfish. Echinodermata. If you observe, there are two symmetrical systems we learned in 5th lesson. That is called, first one is bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical. Second one is radially symmetrical. What is the major difference between bilaterally symmetrical and radially symmetrical means? Bilaterally symmetrical means if you cut the organism from a center portion, two equal halves will be produced. Two equal halves will be produced. For example, if you take human being, if you cut the human being from center portion, two equal parts are produced. That is called bilaterally symmetrical. Radially symmetrical means unequal halves. If you cut the organism from center portion onwards, two unequal halves will be produced. That is called radially symmetrical. For example, if you take starfish, if you cut the starfish, two unequal halves will be produced. That is called radially symmetrical. So these are the keywords which related to fifth lesson diversity in living organisms. In the next class, once again I repeat the total topic diversity in living organism once again. Thank you.